You're watching Saturday Anime on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Greetings, this is Reverend Paul, and this is Raw. Today, we are going to talk about the 7th and the 8th episode of Chainsaw Man. Now, where we last left off, Denji and the rest of Division 4 were trapped by the Eternity Devil. And the Eternity Devil is like this giant fleshy mass that just gets bigger every time you fucking stab this thing. And the Eternity Devil taunts Denji and tells him the only way Denji can kill him is if Denji finds his heart. And Denji will never find his heart because the Eternity Devil will just keep regenerating and growing. And Denji turns it to Chainsaw Man and he's like, well, that's fucking fine by me because I'm just gonna fucking keep slicing you open and drinking your blood and I will become a fucking perpetual motion machine of violence. And at this point, it seems pretty clear that Denji has a good chance of stealing away that Nobel Prize from Power. So after 3 days of fucking hacking up this giant fleshy fuck, the Eternity Devil finally gives Denji his heart and he begs Denji to kill him to end the suffering. And Denji kills this evil fuck and saves the day and the rest of Division 4. Now, being that everybody almost died and a lot of them tried to kill Denji, Himeno tells Aki that maybe it is a good time for the teams of devil hunters to get together and go out drinking and have a bonding experience because we need to strengthen our team resolve and we need to apologize for trying to kill our friend Denji. And Aki's like, okay, that's a good idea, but I also need to invite that weirdo Makima. So Himeno, Aki, Denji, Power, Kobeni, they all go out to the bar. Kobeni wears this really cute outfit. Power tells everybody not to eat her fucking fried chicken. And Denji tells Himeno that it is time that she delivers that kiss she promised him. And Himeno is like, well, I'm too shy to kiss now, but let me get a couple of beers in me, then we'll totally make out. So then Makima shows up, and because Makima is a full-blown alcoholic, she challenges everybody to a drinking contest. So fast forward a couple of hours, and everybody is fucking smashed. My girl Himeno is fucking sloppy drunk. Like, she is like, somebody take that chick's keys away from her and don't give her any more to drink. And like any sloppy drunk girl, Himeno decides this is a great time for Denji and I to start making out. So Himeno starts making out with Denji, and Denji's like, oh my god, this is awesome, but oh wait, Makima's looking at me. This is kind of fucking awkward. But hey, it's pretty cool to kiss this chick. And then things get really fucked up when Himeno starts puking in Denji's mouth. And because Denji is a motherfucker who is constantly hungry, he swallows Himeno's puke. I mean, this is really fucked up. I feel really bad for Denji. Nobody deserves a fate like this. So Denji freaks out and he starts puking and everybody decides it is a good time to go home. So Himeno takes Denji home and she throws Denji in her bed and then she fucking strips off all of her clothes and then she grabs a beer, starts chugging more beer, and then my girl goes in the fucking bedroom and Himeno gives Denji a beer kiss to make up for the puke kiss she gave him earlier. And she also tells Denji, hey, why don't we have sex? And Denji, as usual, is still freaked out and he's like, well, sure. And then Himeno starts to take off Denji's clothes and then she passes out. And Denji's like, well, that's cool. I'm saving myself for Makima anyway. So the next day, Denji, Aki, Power, and Himeno are hanging out in the ramen shop. Suddenly, this dude at the table next to them starts shit-talking the fucking food at this place. And then he tells Denji, hey, remember that old Yakuza dude you killed? He was my uncle and he was an awesome dude and I'm gonna fucking kill you now. Suddenly, this dude whips out a gun and he shoots Denji in the head. He shoots at Aki and Himeno. Power jumps in and gives this evil dude a Mortal Kombat uppercut. Aki calls Khan, and everything seems to be okay. But then this motherfucker turns into the fucking Katana Man, and he starts fucking beating the shit out of Aki. And Aki throws the fucking curse devil at him, and Katana Man keeps getting the fuck up. Elsewhere, Makima is ambushed by a bunch of dudes and appears to be fatally shot. Now, I mentioned in my last video, Chainsaw Man's fight with the Eternity Devil bears a lot of parallels to Devilman's fight with Gene-Men. And Gene-Men's greatest strength was doubt. Gene-Men made Devilman believe that killing him would do more harm to the faces than if he let them live. And we see the same idea with the Eternity Devil, where the Eternity Devil goads Denji into attacking him, telling him that Denji can cut up the Eternity Devil as much as he wants, but Denji will never find his heart. But as Denji discovered, if he just kept consistently attacking the Eternity Devil, eventually the Eternity Devil will just give Denji his heart to make the suffering stop. If the Eternity Devil's greatest weapon was doubt, then the way to combat him would be to overcome that doubt and to be persistent. And as we see in this episode, persistence was the way Chainsaw Man was ultimately able to kill the Eternity Devil. We can kind of take Chainsaw Man's fight with the Eternity Devil to be this metaphor for the way you overcome your doubt is by just keep pushing back against it until it no longer can affect you anymore. Devilman's fight with Gene-Man also represented a turning point for the Devilman story. After Devilman's fight with Gene-Man, the entire world goes to hell and everybody gets fucked. And once again, we see this parallel with Chainsaw Man and the Eternity Devil. I think Chainsaw Man's fight with the Eternity Devil represents a very clear turning point in the series, where everything before this point was kind of almost like lighthearted action-adventure stuff. But going forward, the stakes are getting raised and things are going to get a lot more serious. And we've seen this already with the deaths that happened in this episode. Now, I think a lot of people want to blame Himeno for puking all over Denji. After all, it did seem like she partied a little too much and she got a little too drunk, and maybe she should have kissed Denji a little bit earlier. But you want to know what? I think Himeno deserves a pass, because the reason Himeno got so drunk is because she was trying to outdrink Makima, the raging alcoholic. If Makima did not challenge everybody to outdrink her, Himeno would have never gotten that drunk. And if Himeno never got that drunk, she would have never puked all over Denji. I really think the person to blame for ruining Denji's first kiss is Makima. And hey, you want to know what? Just speaking for myself, I will always take a beer kiss over sucking on somebody's used lollipop. Now, I do find Denji's interaction with Himeno back in her apartment to be pretty interesting, because after Himeno passes out, Denji tells himself that, well, you know, I didn't want to have sex with Himeno anyway because I really want to have sex with Makima. But as we've seen in these past episodes, Denji is fucking scared of everything. And when he touched Power's boobs for the first time, he was disappointed. So there is a part of me that can't help but wonder, maybe the reason Denji is telling himself he wants to have sex with Makima is because he's just trying to avoid having sex with Himeno. I realize I'm kind of psychoanalyzing Denji again, but I'm starting to wonder if his fear of success is stopping him from having sex because he doesn't want to be disappointed by it. Himeno passing out before the two of them could have sex will allow Denji to keep fixating on sex and treating it as something that's going to magically fix his problems. Obviously, the thing I think most people are going to think about when they think about Chainsaw Man Episode 8 is the first appearance of Katana Man. And Katana Man does not disappoint. He is just as lethal as Chainsaw Man, and he really beats the shit out of Aki. Just in his first appearance, we could see Katana Man is much more methodical and strategic than Chainsaw Man. We see him first attack Division 4 with a gun, then use his Katana Man form as a way of finishing them off as kind of like a demonic double tap. And even though Katana Man is the star of this fight, I think Aki really does have a lot of moments to shine here. It's awesome that he's able to go the distance with Katana Man, even though he basically used like every fucking super move he had. I think Aki's sword fight with Katana Man when he's using the Cursed Devil and the Cursed Devil is counting down, it's so creepy and weird, and it adds a lot of texture to that fight. And I love when the Cursed Devil just captures Katana Man and he's like slowly pulling him back and Katana Man is crucified. Like, that is an awesome shot. In addition to the first appearance of Katana Man, the other notable thing to happen in Chainsaw Man Episode 8 is Himeno sacrificing herself to save Aki. Over the course of the past couple of episodes, we've seen flashbacks that have given us further details about the relationship between Himeno and Aki. And we start to discover that Himeno is in love with Aki. And when Katana Man is beating the shit out of Aki and it looks like Katana Man is going to kill him, Himeno gives all of herself to the Ghost Devil in order for the Ghost Devil to kill Katana Man. I think Himeno's death has to be the most dramatically powerful scene we've seen in this series so far, and I think it's even more powerful the fact that it is a bloodless death. And it's a much more realistic representation of what death feels like. 1 minute somebody you love is there, and then the next minute they're gone. I think the music in this scene works really well, and watching Himeno just slowly fade away was very powerful and really gave you a sense of how much she cared about Aki. Himeno's greatest fear was losing another partner, and she literally gives everything she has to prevent another partner from dying. As we've seen with the flashbacks, Aki modeled a lot of his personality off of Himeno, like his love of smoking, and I also mentioned before that Aki is kind of going down the same road with Himeno. So, with that said, I think we have to kind of say that things are not looking too good for our buddy Aki here.